And we've got a great privilege to have them both here. And we're about to get set up. All right, let's see what we got. Hey, here we go. Larry Shiller, voice of Backgammon at the 2024 Jamaica International Championship. This is the warm-up round, warm-up tournament that they have on Thursday nights. And that's what we're broadcasting here. I think this is the semifinals. Shaking hands, Phil on top and Karen on the bottom. And we've got an opening 6-5. Let's go. Okay. Followed by 6-1, making the bar point. They're playing fast. Phil has a nice double ones. Easy plays so far. The game is playing itself at this point. Karen gets double ones. And she's thinking about her last one. Thinks she ought to come up 23-22. Puts a lot more pressure. Gets her out with sixes in case Phil rolls a 5. So Phil's red. If Phil rolls a 5, he's going to cover his blot on the 8-point. And he'll have a 4-point prime, which would be great. And in which case, Karen will be locked in. So she's going to do that. And, you know, Phil has only 8 checkers, red checkers in the zone. So double twos, lovely play. Look at him. He makes the 4-point prime a little bit differently. Again, plays itself. And Karen rolls a 6-2. It's a great roll. So now Karen comes up to the edge of Phil's 4-point prime, and Phil wants to get out, and he can't. So he's going to play the 5. Look at him. He really has to come back to the 5-point. So Karen, who's on the bottom, is going to attack that last checker, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, 6-4 hits from the midpoint and brings an 11th checker into the zone. It's a very powerful play. And if Phil doesn't hit this, you know, he's not in good shape. But he rolls the double ones. The last, oh my gosh, comes right up to the integer prime and hits. Can't do better than that. All right, so, Karen stays out, and Phil's thinking about the cube. He doesn't think, he just turns it. But here's where a pip count's handy, because I don't know if Karen is that much far behind. She's got a man in the bar, 25 plus 44 is 69, and 26 is 95, and then 65 is 160 for yellow, maybe a little more. And she's going to drop. So, yeah, it's probably right to drop that. I can't argue with Karen. She was my doubles partner. I wouldn't argue with her. But I wouldn't argue with her if she said take it either. So there you go. Again with a 6-5. Okay, we're starting off the same way with both games. Phil's going to make his 3-point. Back in the he's trying to sneak those 2 checkers right onto the bar. See if Karen lets him get away with that. Yeah, she fixes that. 6-2. Phil rolls his double twos. What a great roll. He hits and makes, you can't argue with that. Phil's on a roll. He's got a 3-point board, no pun intended. Dice on checkers counts, apparently. And, you know, Karen has 6 checkers on her midpoint, so she wants to bring some of those down. Phil rolls a 6-4. And he plays it really fast. I don't know. It's interesting because how else can you play this? You know, you could play the 6 and the 4 down. It's good as looking at that. And he actually ends up doing that. Okay, he's leaving a lot of shots, but it's such a better board. The contact is good. And he can't even hit anyway. He needed 1s, 2s, and 6s. He rolled a 4-3. So Phil's in much better shape now. He rolls a 6, and he can make the bar point. Excellent. Very good shape. That's kind of a standard holding game. It's substandard holding game a little bit. And it's a pretty close race. I mean, really not that far different. Let me do a quick pip count. So for yellow, which is Karen, she's got 24 and 52 is 76, 86, 116, and it's 140. And Phil, so Phil's got 39 and 36, 75, and 34 is 109, and 129, 130. Actually, yeah, it's very close. It's within 10 pips for sure. So Phil, Phil quickly makes great play, just, blocks him. 4-3, 4-4, 1-6. Ooh, 3-2 doesn't do it, but Karen brings the checker down. So this is a holding game. A little dangerous for Karen because she's got a long blot there. Phil, now has a broken 5-point prime. Karen needs a 4 desperately. The glare is there. It's a 4 out of 3. So she's just going to come out and risk it. There's the other possibility is to come in on the 4 and then play the 3 in. And then if, Phil's got 2s and 4s to hit that checker, but he's only got double 4s, double 2s, and 4-2, which is 4 numbers to add double 1s would also hit and make a point. So it's, in a way, not that risky for Karen, because she's definitely going to get here and then hit here, and then she's got to come in. So it's a tough decision as to which way she wants to go. And now she's looking at that and playing 8-5 is the other possibility. And it basically gives her kind of a 1/3 chance to win the game. The other play, if Phil hits, it's one way to think of it, right? Because she needs it's tough. It's a tough play. She's decided to do it that way, and Phil needs a 6-4, 1s or 5s, which is a lot of numbers. I don't know, 25 numbers or something like that, 26 numbers. What's he going to do? He's thinking about doubling. He's probably doing a pip count. So let's do a pip count. 13 is 62, and 9 is 71, and 26 is 97, and 18 is 115. So that's what Phil's got. And she's got 39, and 17 is 56, and 24 is 80, 90, 100, 110, 12, and 6, 118. So the race is really close. It's 3 pips. Karen has the three pips difference. She quickly drops. I'm surprised. I wonder if she would have dropped if she stayed on the 5-point, because that's a take. That's pretty clearly a take on the 5-point. Anyway, that's a way to think of it. You have 2 different plays. You can't decide. Question is, would you take a double with one of the plays? It's a good way to think about it. All right, so 5-1. Karen could also slot the 5-point with a 5-1. That's an increasingly popular play. The bots say it's pretty close when you're behind. Let's see what else we got. Ditto for 4-1. 6-2 for Karen. So she's just going to run a checker. She's trying to contain that other checker. Oh, Phil with the double 3s. Phil is hot. Oh my gosh. Phil is hot. So there's 1 he's going to hit. And does he bring another down and play 6-3 twice? Because that is probably the safest, and also puts a lot of pressure on his inner board. He's in attacking mode, even though he's ahead in the race. Karen stays out with boxcars, double 6s. If Phil was down 2-0, he'd probably have a double. 6-3 is going to make that all-important bar point, because now Karen's got that lone checker stuck on the 1 point. She can't get out. This is a position she's been in quite a bit, apparently. 1-3, yeah, she does not want to come under attack there. And Phil might have had a double there. 5-3 makes the 5-point. He's such a great, he's I don't know if there's a take. 5-4 for, especially with that roll. If Karen had a good roll, 5-1, 3-1, 5-3, any doubles, except for double 6s and double 5s, I guess. Any other doubles would be good. yeah, this is, how does she play to avoid the gammon? And maybe the way to do it now is to hit on the 1 point and bring a checker down from 13 to 9, hope Phil doesn't double. And because that at least gives her the opportunity to have a game. Right now, she does not have a game. Oh, she's going to hit that way. Phil's got to turn the cube, and I think it's a drop. He doesn't turn the cube. Instead, he rolls double threes. But he's thinking about making his 4 point. How powerful is that? Because have the 4 point board, Now he's debating whether or not to, that's clever, he could consider covering the bar. I like the way Phil's looking at this. He could have made the bar and left her the 3 shot, but if she would have rolled double threes, no doubt. Or 6-5. So she's just going to run. But she's behind. The other option is for her to stay back and play the 5 to cover the 1 point. So, there's not a lot of options there. But this seems to be the best chance to give her. But Phil, I don't know why he hasn't doubled. I think he's got a cube, but he hasn't done it. He's got a 4-3. He's going to run. It's pretty safe for him because she needs a 3-5, or that's it to really make anything happen. But look at her. She's running away. But now you do a quick, pip count. I mean, you don't even have to do a pip count. I mean, Phil is way ahead in this game. And he had a cube, I think, unless he was going for the gammon. I don't know. I thought he was too good. I don't think he was too good. But what I think doesn't matter because I'm so often wrong. In this particular case, she's now looking at the, she's saying, I'm gonna get the cube anyway. She still has to drop the cube. No matter how she did it, psychologically, the fact that she took that time just made it obvious to Phil that now is the time to double. So, he knew that. I don't know why he didn't double earlier. I think he missed a couple of chances there to get her out of the game and maybe even get a take earlier on. All right, well, here we go. Phil is up 3-0 in this match. Karen makes this 3-2 play, which is the money play. At some point, bringing 2 men down is right. Now, Phil's hitting with a 4 and coming down with a 1. So gaining a tempo and the opportunity to build in the home board. Karen is just not having a good time hitting here, but she makes a great play by buttoning up. Phil is 4-1. It's great. He's going to move a checker up so he can escape. So I think these guys are playing great backgammon. 5-3. Karen comes up with a roll. Okay. Can Phil come back? Well, he does. Double twos. Any doubles can't be bad. And 13 to 11 twice has got to be right. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Looks pretty solid. She needs a 7. Or double sixes would be just wonderful. The 6-1s are a plethora of goodness. She can roll a 6-1. 3-2, not so much. It's probably standard play down to the 13-8. She could consider hitting on the 1 point. They both have a 2-point board. But the race is pretty close. So that seems like the right play. Phil, 2-1, just to make the 8 point. And now she needs a 6-4, which plays well for her in 3 different places on the board. Any of the 6s play well for her. 5-1, almost. She can't hit 2. She can move the back checker all the way. And it seems risky to move that back checker all the way, but that's also a great play for Karen, gaining a tempo. And, there are a lot of things that hit 2 checkers. 4-1 is one of them for Phil. So that's the danger with a play like that, and he could win a gammon here. And it's going to be tough for Karen to take it if she, stays out or doesn't hit. So let's see what happens. And she comes in with a 1, but Phil has another cube here, even at this score. Because he's so far ahead in the race, he's going to have a better board, and he does not cube for some reason. I'm sure it's a good reason. He's got the 4-1, he moves a man down. She needs double 5s at this point. Double 2s. Oh, it's not a good double if your opponent has the 2 point. Uh-oh, 5-3 makes the 5 point. Phil is in rolling heaven. He's definitely, pun intended, on a roll. Can Karen come in? She has the 1-4. So the 4, I guess you got to hit. I mean, Phil, you got to double, don't you? You're not too good. No, he thinks he's too good. And because he is hitting everything. Bring the 4 down, seems logical. You want another builder, make that 4 point. So 6-5, 5-1, 6-1, all play well for you. She comes in with a 1. And again with the ugly 4. It's terrible. I mean, this is just her rolls are just, so Phil's, now he's probably too good. So, to double now doesn't make any sense. He's got 4 checkers back. Heron's Gammon City here. Phil's bringing another checker back. Probably bring a 5 down. Yeah, maybe she'll roll a 1-4 again. What do you do with this? Double 4s. Oh, that's worse than a 1-4. I don't know if it's worse, arguably. 2-1 for Phil. Oh, look at that. Blocks are in. Nice play. Now she's really in trouble, needs a great roll. Oh, 1-5. Oh, painful. Yeah, that looks the safest. You leave 7s and 9s. Can Phil roll a 7 or a 9? Phil rolls double 4s. It's his worst roll. Well, it's not this. Maybe I think it is his worst roll. It seems pretty simple. He's not going to spend too much time on this. It's the last 4 he'll bring to the 5 point, and so just keep a nice even distribution. So these players are playing very fast. They look 6-2. Look, Karen can't get a break. I mean, she's just going to run a back checker, I assume. 6-2. What else can she do? Like try to build something, and I mean, I'm not seeing anything else. She could hit 2 checkers in her home board and try to go for Phil get a backgammon. So she's looking for the 6, and then where's the 2? I mean, why wouldn't you keep running? Yeah, all right, that's what she's going to do. 3-1, 5 point. There you go. So if Phil rolls double 3s next time, he's going to have to crack. So let's see what happens. Oh, that's not the best, but it's not bad. So you want to block his 6s. So if you bring the 5 down, cover the 11 point, it may look risky, but actually making Karen's play is not that risky because he doesn't have 6-1s. Let's see what he can come up with. 5-6. That doesn't hit anything, but he gets a checker out. But at least Karen has some blitz potential. She's got a chance now. Decent roll. She's got 9 rolls at point on that 5 point, and that's one of them. But she's going to take another checker out. Yeah, that does make sense. Those 6-1s, she's got duplicated all over the place. This is a tough play, Now she at least has a nice board, and boy, this is really tricky stuff. I mean, this is probably the safer play to avoid the gammon. This is a much riskier play because he's got, 7 numbers that come in and hit, and 2-6 is not one of them. 2-6, safety's up the checker, it's forced. 2-6 from the bar, and now Karen can go with her 6-1. You got it again, Karen? Let's go. You got it? 6-3 is good enough. Well, 2-6 from the bar is going to be painful. Phil's pointing that out, no doubt. Oh no, Phil's making her reconsider. She is not going to reconsider this. No. Are you kidding? No, please, no. Oh my God. So she's teasing. She's just teasing. She's pulling in a Kiko on Phil. That's what a Kiko does. And I love that style. It's such a great style. There's no way for her to safety up all her blots. And so leaving the 2-6, 4-6, 1-6, double 4s, the 4-6, it's worth it. I mean, yeah, she's leaving 5 blots, but Phil's got to hit one of them. And he stays out. Woo, Karen, you want a cube? I don't think so. A little early. She's thinking about it, though, which is good. It's always good to think about a cube. You never know. Cubes, you never know. Phil might not even take it. I think he'll take it. Oh, but let's look at this. There's a lot of numbers that crunch for Phil. So, for example, let's see. For example, what? Yes, Karen, let's go. I love it. That's such a great aggressive double. 4-3. So she can safety up. Definitely it's the 4 or the 3. All right, so she's just putting as much pressure as she can on that outfield. Phil needs a 5-4 or, 4, sorry. He's on the bar. Doesn't need a 5-4. He needs, I don't know what he needs. He's got a 4-5. He rolled a 5-4. I said he needs a 5-4. Now that's a questionable, I guess that seems right. Leaving the 4-point open. 6-1 does not hit, but allows safetying up. I don't think at this point you want to leave a shot for Karen. Like she's thinking, what can I do? What can I do? I don't know of another play besides, putting a third checker on your 8-point and a third checker on your 5-point. Third check on your 5-point and then buttoning up the midpoint. So what else can you do? I mean, you could hit on the 2-point, but look at all the blots. You're going to leave 3 blots. Doesn't make sense. Phil's got a lot of work to do to get out of here. One other possibility is to come out and play 14 to 13. So Karen could come out, leave the 2s, which Phil needs to come out anyway. And so she's looking at it, and that's great. I have no idea what the right play is here. XG can opine on that. But she's, giving herself the best shot, at a very good shot, at making things happen. I don't think she needs to take the risk. She's got plenty of time to roll 6s. And this way, she's really opening herself up to a gammon, and that would end the match. So Karen needs to think, I think, in this point, about the gammon risk, which is huge, and instead go ahead and play safe. So that's what she's doing it. She's making the safe play. She's not happy with it. She's taking it back. She's looking at the third possibility, which is also very gammony. And if Phil doesn't hit her, she's still got to make that 4-point. Phil's always going to have that 4-point every day. So she's looking at this. She opts for the gammon risk. 5-4 would be just so insulting. Oh, and Phil rolls the 2. He rolls the 2, comes around with a 6. Now, Karen, you can come back with double 1s or even a 1-6, and you'd be perfectly happy. 4-3, not so much. Now Phil needs a 2-5 or a 1, and he's in good shape. And he rolls a 5-1, so he got this perfect roll. As long as he doesn't roll double 3s, he can roll double 3s next time. Yeah, Karen got hit with that, and not much she could do. Phil comes all the way around. He's in great shape. The gammon looks likely. Now, she's got a 90% chance to get a shot. So that's the one thing in Karen's favor. But the thing is, getting a shot and hitting it are 2 different things. So we'll see what ends up happening. So if you're, new to this game and you're just watching and you're thinking red has this sewn up, but red doesn't. And the right play here, by the way, is 6-1 is 5-4, because Michi's book says build a mountain. But Phil's not doing that. Michi also has never stacked the 2-point. So I don't know. It would be interesting to see what XG says about this play. But now 5-1, that works out. And 5-4 looks like the right play. It does leave a number of shots for red next time. And this is really tricky. It's just technical. Nobody wants to roll a 6-5. Right? But so what? It's like when you play a 2 on your opponent's home board at the beginning of the game. Well, I don't want double 5s. Okay. It's double 5s, 1 out of 36. But we'll see if 6-5 leaves a shot anyway, not just a double shot. 4-1, probably want to clear the 6-point. I know you don't have 4s, but taking 1 off is going to dramatically increase your odds of leaving a shot. Oh, there's a creative play. Phil doesn't need to do that. Why give up your 4-point prematurely? You could take 1 off, or you could make the right play. So Phil does that. And she's got her work cut out for her. But yes, Karen, yes, you want a slot, and her 2s, 4s, 6s, even numbers all cover. She rolls 2 odds, that covers 2. And there's a 5-4, and Phil's got to leave the shot. So there's a bad luck for Phil. But again, and that's, 90% of the time he's going to hit. Karen does not hit. She's not been in the hitting mood. And I like that 6 because, well, you might want to come out with a 6. But she doesn't care if she gets backgammoned because the gammon, that's it. It's game over. So 6-2, and Phil's on his way to, now a lot of numbers leave a shot here. What does she roll? 6-5. So she brings both checkers out. Interesting. I might have brought just one checker out just so I could close my gap. 2-1. Look at Phil eking his way. 6-4 is great. She can cover the 8-point, and or she could do something else. I guess that works too. Now, Phil's likely to leave a shot. He may think about doubling here, which is interesting. He doesn't. And the 2-1, he's got to leave a shot. And the shot's probably going to come from the 5-point, right? And slide them down, right? So you don't leave an extra. You want to minimize the probability now. So, I'm not sure I know what he's thinking. It doesn't matter. He's got a 1 to play. Oh, he's thinking about what? I don't know what he's thinking about. He's thinking about taking a checker off and playing 3-2 with a 1. But there's repeating shots here. Here you get rid of the repeating shot possibility. So I think it's got to be right. And now Karen has her second chance to hit. And can she roll a 3? Well, she can, but not that 3. Oh, that's got to be so painful for her. Can Phil roll double 3s? 5-4. So there's still many chances for Karen to win this game, believe it or not. Why do I say that? Because her setup is she's leaving the 2 checkers there. If Phil rolls a 2, even double 2s, she's going to get a shot. Double 2s, he's got to take 4 off. And the minute she gets 1 checker, look, Phil, unbelievable. Now she's going to, just don't roll double 1s. So she's going to take one of those checkers out. And you might slot the 8-point, just technically speaking, but okay. So Phil needs to roll a 1. And he rolls double 6s. Karen can still win this game, but it's much less likely because Phil needs to roll a 1. She needs to hit it. And I think at that point, Phil is still a huge favorite, 97%, with 1 checker left to win the game. But it won't be a gammon. So if Phil doesn't roll 1, or if he rolls double 1s, it's a backgammon, and the match is over. Phil, the set wins, 9-0 actually. And the match is over between Karen and Phil. Karen never had a chance. She could never get her breath. So thank you for joining us. These are very fast matches. A lot of fun to watch. And 2 great players, for this Jamaican tournament. A wonder to have them. They're going to look at a position. Phil's going to look at this was it 2-1? What did he have? Where he left the 2 men on the 4-point. He had a 4-1. And he's like, how do you play the 4-1? And that's checker on the 2-point. Nope, checker on the 2-point. Take that 4, put him on the 2. 2-point, yes, there we go. Okay. And that's it. I don't know what they're trying to do. I'm a little confused. Because he had 2 checkers on the 4-point. And there you go. That's it. Okay, thank you very much. I think there were only 3 checkers on the 5-point. Yeah. All right, I think one of those checkers actually is already taken off. So they're looking at this position. It's not exactly the position that he had for a 4-1. At any rate, the match is over, so we'll stop the post-mortem. Thank you for watching. It's Larry Shiller, voice of Backgammon, from the 2024 Jamaica International Backgammon Championship. And we'll be live streaming the finals of this warm-up tournament shortly, so stay tuned. I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you for joining us.